केही करिचंती कि
ना सर
करिनांती ठीक अछि नो इश्यूज so coming coming to next is
बाकी जातला डिस्कशन जंदु तापर नेक्स्ट
ना ना बाकी एटा जोटा थिला म ऑलरेडी देइची so you tried okay you all will discuss in next class okay don't worry Hmm.
Yes, sir.
You tried fast so coming to next that is step that is ledger then next step is trial balance coming to ledger what we know that is ledger is the summary of all individual account okay so am I audible
Yes, sir.
okay
But sir, आपनकर के screen visible होने.
mo screen sharing करिनी
Okay, sir.
screen sharing करिनी screen sharing करिबी so in last class so किछि जिन हमर डाउट थिला regarding goods so goods means the things which are bought by the business unit for the purpose of sell and make profit so what we say that goods mean those things in which the business unit deals. What are the examples? Suppose furniture for furniture trader. Furniture for furniture traders. Iron for iron traders. Ghee for ghee traders. All are goods. Clear? So goods account that can be classified purchase account, sales account, purchase return, and sales return account. Sales return account. So regarding goods, then next one is that is compound entries. What is that compound entries? In last session we have discussed that is nature of transaction is different, but both the transaction occurred in same date. Same date. So never we record, but in one journal. But what about compound entries? That we know many times two or more transactions are occurred on the same date, which are related to one account. Clear? One account. Such transactions are recorded in the form of one journal entry. Suppose both are expenses, both are paid in checks, both are income received through cash. So that can be recorded in the form of one journal entry, instead of making a separate entry for that particular transaction. So that is called compound journal entry. Suppose, example, I'll say that is on 25th June, 18,000 paid for insurance premium. And in same date,
slide is not visible.
ମୁଁ slide show करिनी ମୁଁ खाली कहूची.
Okay. Okay, sir.
So on same date, paid for advertisement rupees 16,000. So both transaction occurred in one date. Nature of transaction, that is both paid, that means cash paid. So we may make in one journal entry, that is compound journal entry. Nature is same, date is same. So we may form through journal entry, that is one journal entry. No need to write same date two journal entry because that is compound journal entry. One date, nature is same, whether that is income or expenses. Mode of expenses is same, through check or cash, whatever may be. So what we may write? Insurance premium account debited, advertisement account debited to cash account, to cash account. So coming to second phase of accounting, that is ledger. What is ledger? After journalizing the transaction, all the business transaction, all the transactions are recorded in ledger. So ledger is most of the important books of accounts. That is principal book of accounts, accounting. So after entering all the business transaction in journal, the business unit wants important information about the business. What are the important information that need by the business unit or trader? Like purchase and sales during a certain period, quarterly or half yearly or monthly. About business debtor or creditor for a particular period. So what about his cash position, stock position, bank position? So such type of information cannot be obtained from journal. So to receive these information, transaction entered in journal that are classified. Therefore, all the transactions related to the account are written separately in another book. What is that book? That book is called ledger. So remember, in this book, separate accounts are opened for every person, individual, asset, income, expenses, liabilities. So what is the format of ledger? So how many columns in journal? 5 columns. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount in rupees, credit amount in rupees. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, when you talk about ledger, so we have to open various accounts: office expenses account, discount received account, purchase account, sales account, land and building account, SBI account, Ram's Capital account, bad debt account, whatever may be the account we have to open that relates to your business. So we know that account is T-shaped. There are two sides, left-hand side and right-hand side. Left-hand side is known as debit side. Right-hand side is known as credit side. So in the format of ledger, in both sides, 4 columns. Both sides. Column 1, debt in both sides, because that is T-shape. So left-hand side, debit side and credit side. So in left-hand side, 4 columns. In right-hand side, 4 columns. So what is that first column says? That is debt of the transaction. Then second column, that is particulars in both sides. Third column, journal folio number. Folio means page. Ko page ro journal ru eta posting hela. Process of posting is there. Rules of posting. So then amount. If impact in debit side, we have to write the amount. If impact on credit side, we have to write the amount in credit side. So these are the 4 columns in ledger. So how many columns in each side? 4. What about journal? How many columns? 5 columns total. But here,
4.
in total, 8 columns. In each side, 4 columns. So here question arises, how to post? Rules of posting. Remember the process of transferring all the entries from journal to ledger is called posting. Journal to ledger is called posting. हमें journalizing पढ़िथिले एबे पढ़ले कोन ना posting second page रे that is ledger. Process of transferring entries from journal to ledger is called posting. So what are the rules observed while posting all the entries from journal to the ledger? First one is, that is the name of the account that should be written on the top of account. जेमती हमें journal ले लिखुतिले, journal in the books of Arpita traders. सेमती एटी लिखिबा name of the account. Suppose sales account, we have to write down sales account. Then draw the format. So it is called opening of an account, because that account belongs to sales account. That account belongs to purchase account. That account.
Sir, good morning. I'm audible. Sir, sorry for interference in between.
Yes.
Sir, please let us know the page number so that it will be easier to understand when you are pursuing to us.
We are discussing the topic ledger.
Ledger, where is the
Page number 40. Page number 40.
Page number 40. Okay, thank you. But there is mentioned only two columns, debit, credit, and LF. So, sir is saying 4 columns, 4 lines.
Go through that. Okay. Okay. So, for example, that wages account, computer account, land and building account. So whatever may account, that is, we have to write down the name of the account in written, that should be written on the top. Then second one is, second rules, ledger has 2 sides. One is debit, other one is credit. All the transactions that relating to one account should be written at one page. So another important point, rule, DR, that is abbreviation of debit, that is written on the top corner of debit side. And CR is written, that is abbreviation of credit, that is written on the top corner of the credit side. So amount which is written in the debit side of one account, the same should be written in credit side of other account. So writing of account word with personal account is not compulsory. So we have to post all the business transaction into ledger accordingly. Day wise, we have to transfer. Both aspects we have to consider, debit aspect and credit aspect. Clear? So back to last class problem. Please tell me the first journal entry. I think cash account to Arpita Traders. Yes or no? Hello?
Sir,
Yes.
just a minute.
I
Yes,
think
sir,
cash
yes, sir.
account to Arpita Traders.
Sir,
So how many
Yes, sir.
accounts involved with this transaction? One is cash account, other one is Arpita
Credit
Traders
account.
account. Arpita Traders account. So we have to open two accounts. Just to open in your notebook, both sides, 4 columns. Be quick. One is cash account. I think 5 lakh cash. जने की हेले at least respond करंदु.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, cash account debited 5 lakh to Arpita Traders account 5 lakh. Undated first
1st January
First
2020.
January
1st
2020.
January 2020. So how many account involved? 2 account. So immediately open 2 account having both sides 4 columns. First column is debt, second column is particulars, third column is journal folio, fourth column is amount. That is in debit side. Similarly, in credit side, debt, particulars, journal folio, and amount. And in both corner, so top corner of debit side, write down DR. Similarly, top corner of credit side, write down CR. Two side,
Sir,
yes.
sir, actually, Arpita 5 lakhs invested in her business.
Hmm.
Ele
Yes.
5 lakhs ele tar 5 lakhs business account rahila cash eta real account na nominal account, sir?
Cash ta kono?
Cash ta la real account.
Very good. काहे की रियल अकाउंट काहे की हमें
माने
रियल अकाउंट तक पहुंचू
कारण सेटा गोटे कैपिटल
ना कैपिटल इज डिफरेंट कैश ता हला एसेट फॉर द बिजनेस व्हिच टाइप ऑफ एसेट करेंट एसेट ओके
तेणु करी सेटा
so that is real account clear
तेणु करी डेबिट व्हाट कम्स इन
हां आसिला बिजनेस को
बिजनेस को पैसा आसिला
5 लाख
तेणु करी
वो
सेटा
स्टेप
डेबिट
आसिला
हैला
ना कैश जेतु रूल कहला डेबिट व्हाट कम्स
हाँ।
इन सेट लाइक
How credit the giver
yes that is personal account
तेणु करी पर्सनल अर्पिता अकाउंट क्रेडिट हैला
अर्पिता कैपिटल अकाउंट
अर्पिता कैपिटल अकाउंट
yes
एटा एटा कैपिटल जेहेतु से इन्वेस्ट कला तेणु कैपिटल अकाउंट हैला
आज्ञा आज्ञा से स्टार्ट कला बिजनेस ना बुझी पारले
आज्ञा ए जो आपण कहले कैश टा हैला करंट asset, sir.
Circulating asset.
Circulating, sir.
Acha. Setu. Coming to next. That is, आपण दिटा account खोलिले समझते.
एटा
हाँ,
एंट्री
कुहନ୍ତୁ.
सर केमदी करियो लेजर रे पोस्टिंग केमदी करियो ए जो कैश
ମୁଁ
अकाउंट
एटा डिस्कशन करूची आपण सुनिले सिना हबो. आपण
आगे
सुनନ୍ତୁ. दिटा account बर्तमान खोलନ୍ତୁ. First to open two account having 4 columns in each side. Date, particulars, journal folio, amount. Similarly in
सेटा
right
जर्नल
side,
फोलियो ना लेजर फोलियो
ledger folio, that is सेटा में journal ले लिखिबा. एटा जेतु ledger करछे journal folio. केना journal लो आनिबा हम.
सेति जेति जर्नल रो को पेज रे अछि सेठु आनी हबे एटा लेखाला सर
हाँ, exactly.
माने
So
जर्नल रे भी पेज नंबर रहियो सब
journal ले हम रहिला LF लेखाइछ. को पेज को जीवो ledger folio. को पेज को ledger जीवो. सेमति एठी को पेज रो हमें आनिले. So date, particulars, journal folio amount in debit side, then date, particulars, journal folio amount both side. समस्त फॉर्मेट टानले.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
So proceed to journal entry. 1st January 2020. How many accounts involved? 2 accounts. First one is cash. Second one is Arpita's capital account. What journal entry says, गोटे बुझिले अपन अन्य गुडा को ट्रांसफर करिया पे इजी. फर्स्ट जर्नल एंट्री कोन बुझिले ना कैश अकाउंट डेबिटेड ₹5 लाख टू Arpita's capital account 5 lakh on dated 1st January 2020 being Arpita
कैपिटल
started
अकाउंट
business. No, Arpita started business. Arpita started business with cash. That is the narration. That is the explanation. So, right now we may proceed to posting. Listen carefully. What is the journal entry? Once again, cash account debited ₹5 lakh to Arpita's capital account 5 lakh on dated 1st January 2020. So proceed to ledger. Cash account को चलंतु. Date debit side रे पकांतु 1st January 2020. Date column रे पकेले.
सर
Okay. So journal entry once again, cash account debited to Arpita's capital account. So debit side कोटा left hand side ना right side.
लेफ्ट हैंड साइड
तो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ले पर्टिकुलर कलम अछि.
हां
तो सेठी कोन लिखिबे आपण कैश अकाउंट रे ही पोस्टिंग करछंदी.
टू कैश अकाउंट लिखियो गुडियो
आपण टिके सुनंतु. कैश अकाउंट डेबिटेड डेबिट साइड डीआर लिखछंदी लेफ्ट साइड कॉर्नर रे डेबिट साइड रे कॉर्नर रे. तो कैश अकाउंट डेबिटेड पर्टिकुलर कॉलम लिखिबे टू Arpita's capital account लिखंतु.
टू अर्पितास
कैपिटल अकाउंट अमाउंट कॉलम रे केते लिखिबे 5 लाख. क्लियर.
सर
तो
किंतु एठी सर एठी अर्पिता कैपिटल अकाउंट क्रेडिट थिला ना एठी डेबिट को केम दियासिला
आपण बा पोस्टिंग करूचंदी कैश अकाउंट को आपण लिखुचंदी. को शेप रे कैश आसिला ना अर्पिता इन्वेस्ट कला स्टार्ट कला Arpita's capital account. रिसीव्ड साइड कोन आपण रिसीव करले कैश ना कैपिटल Arpita's capital 5 लाख. ओके.
सर
आपण आग कैश अकाउंट को बुझिया को चेष्टा करंतु. कैश अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू टू कोट लिखा हो टू स्टार्ट हो टू Arpita's capital account particulars column of debit side लिखा हो. देन अमाउंट कॉलम रे डेबिट साइड लिखाला 5 लाख समस्त लिखिले
सर
then proceed to Orpita's capital account. One aspect completed, posting completed, that is cash account. प्रत्येक ट्रांजैक्शन वन और मोर अकाउंट को इंपैक्ट पकाउछि तो वर्तमान गोटे अकाउंट रो हमें ऑलरेडी पोस्टिंग करि देले कैश अकाउंट एंड हमें प्रोसीड करबा दैट इज अर्पिता's कैपिटल अकाउंट क्लियर
सर
ओके yes or no
सर
okay then proceed to once again journal entry what journal entry says carefully first to listen cash account debited rupees 5 lakh to Orpita's capital account 5 lakh. Then Orpita's capital account is credited. Orpita's capital account credited by cash account. Orpita's capital account credited rupees 5 lakh by cash account rupees 5 lakh. So proceed to Orpita's capital account. Orpita
सेटा
account
बुझियलानी सर
journal entry कौन कहला cash account debited rupees 5 lakh to Orpita's capital account 5 lakh. Yes or no?
सर
तो केतरा अकाउंट को इंपैक्ट पकोची गोटे होची कैश अकाउंट अदर वन इज Orpita's capital account. Yes or no?
सर
So what is our objective? Objective is to post it into from journal to ledger. Yes or no?
सर
How many aspects? Two aspects. One is debit, other one is credit. Debit aspect is equal to credit aspect. हम 5 लक्ष डेबिट करछे 5 लक्ष को क्रेडिट करछे बट दीटा अकाउंट इंपैक्ट पकुछ यस और नो
सर
केतेटा लेजर खोलिबा वर्तमान प्रथम जर्नल एंट्री रे दीटा
सर
तो प्रथमटा हला कैश अकाउंट द्वितीयटा हला Orpita's कैपिटल अकाउंट यस और
सर
नो सो
सर
हमें लेजर फॉर्मेट जानिले इन ईच साइड 4 कॉलम्स
सर
हमर लेफ्ट हैंड साइड कॉर्नर डेबिट साइड रो कॉर्नर रे डीआर लिखुचे एवं मझिरे अकाउंट ना लिखुचे दैट इज कैश अकाउंट देन पुनी सेपट कॉर्नर रे लिखुचे क्रेडिट साइड कॉर्नर लिखुचे सीआर त माने हम दीटा साइड जानले गोटे हला डेबिट साइड अदर साइड हला क्रेडिट साइड अकाउंट कोन ना कैश अकाउंट सिमिलरली क्या Orpita's कैपिटल अकाउंट सेमती खोला हला यस और नो
Yes, sir.
right now we proceed for posting so first account that is cash account so cash account debited rupees 5 lakh to Orpita's capital account 5 lakh
माने माने सर आउ गोटे कलम करियो पड़ियो सर जेमति करथिलु
कलम करियो कहिछि कि मो कलम करियो कहली कि
माने
आपण
जो एंट
आपण आपण के बुझियो चेष्टा करंतु मु कहूची हैला मु जा कहूची आगे फर्स्ट टू लिसन कैश अकाउंट डेबिटेड तो डेबिट साइड कोटा कैश अकाउंट रो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड
सर
so to Orpita's capital account to Orpita's capital account कोठी लिखा हबो डेबिट साइड रे लिखा हबो
सर
कैश अकाउंट तो पर्टिकुलर कलम में लिखा हला टू Orpita's capital account केते टंका ना 5 लाख
सर
बुझियल पोस्टिंग प्रथमटा फर्स्ट एस्पेक्ट डेबिट एस्पेक्ट कैश अकाउंट
सर
पोस्टिंग है कैश अकाउंट पोस्टिंग है गला
आज्ञा
गोटे एस्पेक्ट रो पोस्टिंग कंप्लीटेड हमें आ गोटे एस्पेक्ट बुझिबा हला क्रेडिट एस्पेक्ट दैट इज Orpita's capital account Orpita's capital account कहा द्वारा क्रेडिट हला ना कैश यस और नो
सर
Yes, sir.
तो Orpita's capital account credited by cash account तो Orpita's capital account जतेबेले आपण पोस्टिंग करिया को जाउचंती कैश अकाउंट सरी जाईची Orpita's capital account credited को साइड ता क्रेडिट लेफ्ट हैंड साइड और राइट हैंड साइड
Right hand side.
Right hand side.
राइट हैंड साइड तो राइट हैंड साइड Orpita's capital account credited by कोठ लिखा हबो क्रेडिट साइड रो पर्टिकुलर कॉलम रे बाय कैश अकाउंट अमाउंट कॉलम रे लिखा हबो 5 लाख
बाय
कहां
कैश अकाउंट
बाय कैश अकाउंट अमाउंट कॉलम रे 5 लाख डेट इज सेम
Yes.
1 जनवरी 2020 both account posting completed first journal entry आपनकर posting complete हला one is debit aspect other one is credit aspect clear
Yes, sir.
any question right now you may ask आपण आउरी क्लियर हे जिवे सेकंड जर्नल एंट्री को गले सेकंड जर्नल एंट्री कोन अछि
लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई 3 लाख
ना सेटा ट्रांजैक्शन आपण कहले जर्नल एंट्री मु पचार बैंक अकाउंट टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट यस और नो
Yes, sir.
तो हमको आउरी दीटा अकाउंट खोलिया को पड़िबो गोटे हला बैंक अकाउंट सेम फॉर्मेट रे अदर वन इज लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट तो इमीडिएटली खोलंतु अनदर टू अकाउंट
Sir, in which page of book, sir?
आपन बही रे कोन 40 पेज बोली मैडम जने कहले
50 page
50,
number
50.
50
40-50 पेज असले एटा हमें लेजर पढुचे
सर ए अकाउंट नाटा कोन रखियो सर
आपन जहाँ लिखिचंती जर्नल बैंक अकाउंट गोटे लिखिचंती ना आ गोटे कोन लिखिचंती लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट
माने गोटे कैश अकाउंट दिन खोलले आउ दीटा खोलिए पड़ियो
हां खोलिबे गोटे हला बैंक अकाउंट आ गोटे हला लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट तो प्रोसीड टू जर्नल एंट्री बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड 3 लाख टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट सो हमें बैंक अकाउंट को जीबा
सर
बैंक
एथरे
अकाउंट
दीटा बैंक रहला सर गोटे एसबीआई अलगा आ गोटे बैंक भी अलगा
हां बैंक ता एठी एसेट एटा होची लोन लायबिलिटी अलगा रहिला माने आपण जहाँ ट्रांजैक्शन कहला से अनुसार आपण चलचन
माने ए ऊपर भी एसबीआई तळ भी एसबीआई
ऊपर एसबीआई लिखा है कि बैंक अकाउंट देछि कि
नहीं मु सेटा
कोठी बैंक
बुझे चाहूँ सर
ना मु
मु
बुझिली
बुझे
मु सेइत लागि मु आपण को सेइत लागि मु क्वेश्चन करूची हला देछि कि कोठी जो ट्रांजैक्शन लिखिछि कोठी बैंक अकाउंट खोलचंदी को बैंक रे देछि कि
ना
देइनी तेनु कर हम सेटा को बैंक अकाउंट लिखुचे हला नॉर्मली हमरो जोठी अकाउंट था सेट तो लोन दबो बुझिले कि लोन अन्य बैंक रू मागले दबो कि दबनी स्टिल
ना
जेतु एठी लेखा जायनी किछि हमें ताकू बैंक अकाउंट जदि स्पेसिफाई करथांदे बैंक अकाउंट ट्रांजैक्शन रे ताले हमें बैंक नाटा लिखताते कैश एट बैंक बुझेला कैश एट एसबीआई कैश एट पंजाब नेशनल बैंक कैश एट कनाडा बैंक क्लियर सो सेतले हमें बैंक अकाउंट यूज करछ दैट इज एसेट फॉर द बिजनेस दैट इज कमिंग अंडर रियल अकाउंट then loan that is liability for the business should pay the amount that is 3 lakh clear sir
Yes, sir.
बुझिले ना नहीं
लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई को अकाउंट होबो सर
को अकाउंट हो माने सेटा
माने
लायबिलिटी
माने एटा रियल अकाउंट ना नॉमिनल अकाउंट ना पर्सनल अकाउंट
एटा आपन पय एक्सपेंसेस की
आज्ञा
एटा आपनकर पय लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई दैट इज एक्सपेंसेस की
ना
इनकम की
ना
एसेट की
ना
सरी गला दीटा अकाउंट आ गोटे कोन अकाउंट रहला पर्सनल अकाउंट
आज्ञा
माने नहीं इट रिलेट्स टू पर्सन इंडिविजुअल लीगल एंटिटी फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस तो एठी लोन हमें आणुचे लायबिलिटी फॉर द बिजनेस रूल कहला डेबिट द रिसीवर क्रेडिट द गिवर एसबीआई देइची कोन देइची लोन देइची तो हमको सुझिबा को पड़िबो लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई
तेणु एटा पर्सनल अकाउंट
यस किंतु अकाउंट खोलला बेले कोन खोलिबे लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई नॉट पर्सनल अकाउंट ଲେଜର ରେ
Yes, sir.
ଖୋଲୁଛନ୍ତି, ଲେଜର ରେ ଖୋଲୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଠି ଆଉ ପର୍ସନାଲ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଖୋଲିବେନି, ଏଠି ଖୋଲିବେ ଲୋନ ଫ୍ରମ ଏସବିଆଇ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ। ସେଇଟା ଯାଉଛି କାହା ଅଣ୍ଡରରେ? ତିନି ପ୍ରକାର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ନା ପର୍ସନାଲ, ରିଅଲ और नॉमिनल, वी हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई। क्लियर? तो दुईटा अकाउंट खोलले, बैंक अकाउंट, अदर वन इज लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई। तो आमे पोस्टिंग को जीवा कोन ना बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई। बैंक अकाउंट रे पोस्टिंग करंतु, पर्टिकुलर कॉलम में लिखंतु टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट 3 लाख। डेट लिखंतु, डेट कॉलम रे डेबिट साइड रे।
सर बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड जोड़ा आमे लिखिथिले बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू एसबीआई अकाउंट थिला।
टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई, नॉट एसबीआई। सर डोंट कंफ्यूज। बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड
Sir,
कुहतु।
sir, excuse me.
हाँ कुहतु।
सर स्क्रीन सहित टिके मार्कर यूज कले पिलाମାନେ ଏତେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ହେବେନି। ତାପରେ ମଝି ସାର୍ ଜଣେ ଯୋଉ ଅଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ
हाँ
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ପଚାରୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆହୁରି ଆମେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ହେଇଯାଉଛୁ।
हाँ क्वेश्चन पचार कंफ्यूज होचंद ना क्लियर होचंद? बढ़िया बढ़िया
ନା
क्वेश्चन
ନା
पचार।
ସାର୍ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ,
गोटे
ନା ନା
बिगनर
ସାର୍
पाई।
କନଫ୍ୟୁଜ ଏଥିପାଇଁ କି
हम्म
ସେ ମାନେ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କଲା ବେଳକୁ ଆମେ ସେଇଟା କ୍ଲିୟର ହବାକୁ ଗଲା बेलକୁ ସେ କ୍ରସ୍
ठीक
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍
है।
ଗୋଟେ ପଚାରି
क्रॉस
ଦଉଛନ୍ତି
क्वेश्चन
ଯେହେତु
वेरी गुड
ମାନେ
गुड।
नहीं
ସେଇଟା
नहीं
ଟିକେ
मु किछि
नहीं
क्रॉस
नहीं नहीं
क्वेश्चन पचारनी मु
सर
पचारली
सर
आपण
जस्ट वेट।
बुझंतु।
हाँ नहीं 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 ठीक अच्छे
बैंक
ठीक। मैडम गोटे
बैंक
मिनिट।
बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू लोन लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट
सेटा
मु
जर्नल एंट्री।
पचारली जे सेटा जर्नल एंट्री हितिला। मु ताको
बैंक
पचारली आमे जतरो लेखिथिले बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू लोन अकाउंट ऑफ एसबीआई क्रेडिट लेखिथिले। तेणु
हाँ
करी मु पचारली एटा पोस्टिंग केमति करियो, आदर मु कंफ्यूजन कोनटा
नहीं
करी
नहीं नहीं किसी कंफ्यूजन नहीं ले।
आपण बुझी पारनानी सेटा प्रॉब्लम।
नहीं 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 नहीं
ना
सुनतु
ना
मैडम
सेमती
जोटा गोटे मिनिट सेमती किछि नाही हैला। मैडम जोटा कहउछन भी ठीक कहउछन हैला, आपण भी जोटा कहउछन ठीक
मैडम
कहउछन।
सेटा हम एग्री करछु सर, हमको टिके आपण डिस्प्ले कर देले टिके
सर
बेटर होता।
विजुअलाइजेशन मॉड्यूल भी फार बेटर सर।
हाँ
हाँ सर,
नहीं
आपण बुझौଛନ୍ତି सर, हम समस्त बुझिबो सर।
हाँ
जहाँ को क्वेश्चन पूछे छै दे विल रेज देयर हैंड सर, देन ओनली हमें भी एक्टिव रहबी कि गोटे क्वेश्चन पचारुछि। रैंडमली जे गेलो जणा पने आपण को वॉइस के स्टूडेंट रो वॉइस के वी आर नॉट गेटिंग सर,
तो
लिटरली
बहुत कंफ्यूज होछु एक्चुअली समझते।
सीरियसली सर। आपण
ओके
टिके सर डिस्प्ले को गोटे व्हाइट पेपर रे मार्कर रे लिखिले सर हम पे भलो होंदा सर, रिक्वेस्ट अछि सर।
अच्छा नहीं ठीक अच्छी। मु देखैबी हैला। आपण एटा निजे बुझियाको आगे चेष्टा करंतु हैला। आई विल शो इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। आपण
सर
जर्नल टा
चेष्टा
सारंतु
तो करूछु सर, चेष्टा करछु बुझिनु बोले हम सर
एग्जैक्ट। हाँ
समस्त
मु मना
स्टूडेंट सर।
करूनी, आपण एग्जैक्टली जो जर्नल एंट्री देइची मु आजि काहे की डिस्प्ले करूनी। आपण को जो जर्नल एंट्री जेहेतु काली राति रे दिया आज सकाळू क्लास हला, जदि आज 5टा बेलू क्लास हेतन आपण मन करथाते। तो सकाळू क्लास हला सेतला किछ जण करनाते।
Yes,
आपण
sir.
सेटा जर्नल एंट्री करी के आसंतु, मु नेक्स्ट क्लास रे डिस्प्ले करी पुणी आ बुझेई देबी, क्लैरिफाई कर देबी, डोंट वरी। ओके वर्तमान बुझिया सार जोटा
Okay, sir.
पचारचन भी ओके। आपण जोटा भी रेस करचन क्वेश्चन दैट इज आल्सो गुड हैला, डोंट वरी। आपण वर्तमान जोटा मु दिल्ली गुड़ाए ट्रांजैक्शन देछि हैला, तार स्क्रीनशॉट भी आपण दैछन। डोंट कॉपी, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टूड द ट्रांजैक्शन। ओके तो ट्रांजैक्शन रे बुझंतु, नेक्स्ट क्लास रे मु स्क्रीन रे बुझेई देबी, पुणी आउथरे वन बाय वन बुझेई देबी। जहार रेस करियर अछि एट लास्ट 10 मिनिट देबी, 10 मिनिट्स रे हमें क्लियर करबा हैला। हां काली जर्नल लेजर बहुत क्लियर हबो। आज बुझिया चेष्टा करंतु सेकंड जर्नल एंट्री। मु नुवा जर्नल एंट्री गलिनी कि नुवा लेजर को जाउनी, सेही लेजर को मु कंटीन्यूअसली डिस्कशन करछु। ओके डोंट वरी। तो second transaction, sir, you may ask the question, no issues. Okay. So bank account debited to loan from SBI account. All of us agreed that is the journal entry.
Yes, sir.
So हमें कितना लेजर खोलिबा? 2 ledger. One is bank account, other one is loan from SBI account. So in both side 4 columns. Debit side and credit side, we have to write down in corner debit and in write down CR in credit, DR and CR. Then we may proceed for posting. So first, this one is I think third transaction, third account. Yes or no? এটা 3 नंबर अकाउंट प्रथम पळैची कैश अकाउंट सेकंड वन गला अर्पितास कैपिटल अकाउंट एटा 3 नंबर दैट इज बैंक अकाउंट हो ना नहीं
हाँ सर
Yes, sir.
सो बैंक अकाउंट को आमे जिबा डेबिट साइड रे लिखिबा कोन लिखिबा टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई पर्टिकुलर्स कॉलम रे लिखा हबो टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई रुपीस 3 लाख रुपीस 3 लाख डेट पकेले डेट कॉलम रे डेबिट साइड रे एटा बैंक अकाउंट रे अपन लिखुचंती बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड लेफ्ट हैंड साइड रे पर्टिकुलर कॉलम लिखा हबो टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट 3 लाख डेट पकेले डेट कॉलम रे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड डेट कॉलम रे क्लियर
yes sir
then proceed to next one loan from SBI account fourth account এটা আমার जो बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन अर्पितार এটা হচ্ছে फोर्थ ट्रांजैक्शन फोर्थ अकाउंट सॉरी फोर्थ अकाउंट सो एठी कोन हला जर्नल एंट्री कोन कहूची ना बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू लोन फ्रॉम SBI अकाउंट 3 लाख so loan from SBI account is credited loan from SBI account is credited by bank account by bank account so loan from SBI account को जिबा फोर्थ अकाउंट सेठी क्रेडिट साइड रे लिखिबा पर्टिकुलर कॉलम रे बाय बैंक अकाउंट अमाउंट कॉलम रे लिखिबा 3 लाख तो डेट कॉलम रे डेट लिखिबा आई थिंक 2 जनवरी
yes sir
तो वर्तमान जते बेले हमें क्रेडिट साइड रे लिखि देले लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई रो बाय बैंक अकाउंट 3 लाख तो ए ट्रांजैक्शन को हमें तो एनालिसिस करले पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन को पोस्टिंग फुल्ली कंप्लीटेड बोथ एस्पेक्ट डेबिट एस्पेक्ट एंड क्रेडिट एस्पेक्ट बोथ
सर
एस्पेक्ट
क्रेडिट रो पर्टिकुलर टा कोन लिखा हबो
बाय बैंक अकाउंट कहा द्वारा हला लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट credited by bank account
ओके सर
जर्नल एंट्री लिखला बेले सबले डेबिट टा आगे लिखा हो किंतु पोस्टिंग कला बेले बोथ एस्पेक्ट पोस्टिंग हबो बोथ अकाउंट को इंपैक्ट पकेला जोटा सेटा को हमें पोस्टिंग करिया पड़िबो आपण कहि परिबेनी हमें जर्नल एंट्री लिखिबा जे लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट क्रेडिटेड बाय बैंक अकाउंट नो जर्नल एंट्री लिखला बेले तार प्रोसीजर होची फर्स्ट डेबिट एस्पेक्ट देन क्रेडिट एस्पेक्ट रे क्रेडिट वर्ड यूज करूने सीआर यूज करूने हमें कौन यूज करते ना टू बैंक अकाउंट डेबिटेड रुपीस 3 लाख टू लोन फ्रॉम एसबीआई अकाउंट 3 लाख क्लियर सो writing of journal entry that is separate issue posting that is separate issue only you have to post immediately post to the debit aspect post it into credit aspect then we may say that is posting completed हमें कोनोसी पोस्टिंग छाड़ी की जाई परिबा नाही we have to post all the business transaction all the aspect debit aspect and credit aspect clear then proceed to third journal entry Padmaja madam please tell third journal entry
sir purchase land and building
সেটা journal entry নয় স্যার journal entry কোনতু
land and building to bank account
very good land and building account debited rupees kete
2 lakh
land and building account debited rupees 2 lakh to bank account through check किना है ना
yes sir
એટલે કે bank लिखा है land and building account debited to bank account केतरा account it involved
land and building and bank account
very good so land and building account I would like bank account so हमें केतरा account it खोलिबा किए कहि परिबे कोंतु
एबे गोटे ही खोले ऑलरेडी बैंक अकाउंट अछि हमरो
very good So only you have to open land and building account because bank account already open hey jarichi. So another account to land and building account. I think fifth account it.
Yes, sir.
5 number account. 5 number ledger रे लेखा होउछ.
सर आदरे परचेज अकाउंट खोला बनी
एटा ट्रांजैक्शन कोन कहछि कोंतु.
परचेज लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग ₹2 lakhs थ्रू चेक
ऑफिस यूज किसी लिखा है नहीं.
For office.
सर
For office use.
हां ऑफिस यूज लिखा ही थिवो.
Yes,
सर
sir.
हां ऑफिस यूज
Being
माने
land and a building purpose to for office use through check.
हां ट्रांजैक्शन टा आपण जदी भूल कहबे सब गड़बड़ हे जिवो. आपण अन्य बिजनेस ट्रांजैक्शन कथा जदी भाबिबे आहुरी गड़बड़ हे जिवो. से कोन लिखिला एते कम पैसा कोन लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग कोन सर 2 लाख टका मिल जाउछ. एबे तो कोटी कोटी टका हेलानी. आपण से कथा भाबिबे ताले आपण बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट मेंटेन करि परिबे नाही. आपण भाबिबे एटा होछ अर्पिता ट्रेडर दैट इज माय बिजनेस. अर्पिता ट्रेडर्स मु मोर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट लेखुछ. डोंट बदर अबाउट अमाउंट. ट्रांजैक्शन टा को भूल कहिला माने सब गड़बड़ हे जिवो. बुझिले सर.
आज्ञा
हां आपण मते अन्य बेले भी डिस्टर्ब कर परिबे. यू आर वेलकम. डोंट वरी.
थैंक यू सर
समस्ते कर परिबे आपण भी कर परिबे हैला. सो एठी आसिला कोन लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट. तो बर्तन जर्नल एंट्री कोन कहला लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट डेबिटेड ₹2 लाख टू बैंक अकाउंट. सो लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट रे हमें कोन लिखिबा डेबिट साइड रे पर्टिकुलर
To
कॉलम
bank
रे
account.
टू बैंक अकाउंट. अमाउंट कॉलम रे कोन लिखिबा 2
2
लाख.
lakhs.
डेट कॉलम रे कोन लिखिबा डेट लिखिबा. तो हमें डेट लिखिले टू बैंक अकाउंट लिखिले पर्टिकुलर कॉलम रे लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट रो देन अमाउंट लिखिले.
सर गोटे मिनट सर
हां कोन
लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग पर्टिकुलर
पर्टिकुलर किछि लिखिबे नि. पर्टिकुलर कॉलम रे ही लिखिबे. लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट डेबिटेड पर्टिकुलर्स कॉलम रे लिखिबे लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग रो टू बैंक अकाउंट ₹2 लाख. 2 लाख कोड लिखिले डेबिट साइड रो अमाउंट कॉलम रे जो चारटा कॉलम पकैचंती अमाउंट कॉलम रे लिखिबे.
माने टू बैंक अकाउंट.
हां सिमिलरली प्रोसीड टू बैंक अकाउंट. बैंक अकाउंट ऑलरेडी ओपन कर सारचे.
Yes, sir.
Proceed to bank account. So bank account is credited by land and building account. Bank account is credited by land and building account. Proceed to bank account. In credit side, in particular column, write down to buy land and building account. Buy
सर आदरे टू किछि रहियोनी
ना buy लगिबो. Buy land and building account 2 lakh. Clear? Buy
Yes, sir.
बैंक अकाउंट ₹2 लाख. डेट भी सेमती पकेले. तो वर्तमान हमें कौन जानले तीनटा ट्रांजैक्शन को ऑल द ट्रांजैक्शन पोस्टेड इट इन द लेजर. सिमिलरली नेक्स्ट ट्रांजैक्शन
सर
कौन कहूची.
सर सर गोटे मिनट सर वर्तमान जो लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट खोलाला तार क्रेडिट साइड रे किछि रहियोनी
अछि कि किछि
ना नहीं एटा ब्लैंक रहियो तो
ब्लैंक. तो आपण तो मूलरो आरंभ करचंती बिजनेस आरंभ करचंती बिजनेस सरीबा जे आपण यदि बिकिबे यदि ट्रांजैक्शन आस्तिबो ताले रहिबो. रहिबोनी बोली हमें मन इच्छा किछि रखि परिबानी. वर्तमान जहा ट्रांजैक्शन कहिछि वी हैव टू एनालाइज दैट ट्रांजैक्शन. वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द एलिमेंट्स, फाइंड आउट द अकाउंट, अप्लाई द रूल्स and post it into ledger.
ना नहीं सर मु कहियर आपण सर मु
हाँ.
गोजी लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग अकाउंट जो आउडा अलगा बनैले आमे तादरे आमे डेट लिखिले पर्टिकुलर डेबिट साइड रे टू बैंक अकाउंट 2 lakhs लिखाला. तार जो राइट साइड रे गोटे पर्टिकुलर्स अछि
डेट पर्टिकुलर जर्नल फोलियो एंड डेट अमाउंट
ତା ଦେହରେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନରେ ରାଇଟ୍ ସାଇଡ୍ ରେ କିଛି ରହିବନି।
ନା କିଛି ରହିବନି, ରହିବା କଣ ଦରକାର, କିଛି ଅଛି କି ରିଲେଟେଡ ଟ୍ରାଞ୍ଜାକ୍ସନ?
କାରଣ ସେଇଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଏଇ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟରେ ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ କରିଦେଲେ ପୁରୁଣାରେ।
ତାର କିଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ କିଛି ଟ୍ରାଞ୍ଜାକ୍ସନ ରିଲେଟେଡ ଆସିନି, ଯାହା ଆସିଛି ଆମେ ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ କରୁଛେ। ଓକେ
ସାର୍
ଓକେ, ପ୍ରୋସିड ଟୁ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଟ୍ରାଞ୍ଜାକ୍ସନ।
Furniture account to cash account.
Furniture account to cash account, ଆମର already cash account ଅଛି, only we
Yes,
have
sir.
to open furniture account. Then proceed to next transaction.
Office chair to cash.
तो cash account already ଅଛି, तो
Yes,
only we
sir.
have to open office chair account.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So
Yes, sir.
furniture account debited to cash account. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Furniture account debited to cash account.
ମାନେ
What is
ଟୁ
that question?
ଫର୍ନିଚର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ,
Furniture
to-
account debited to cash account. Furniture account ସମସ୍ତେ ଖୋଲିଲେ,
ସାର୍
so left hand side रे particular column रे write down to cash account.
ମାନେ ଫର୍ନିଚର ଚେୟାର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଟୁ କ୍ୟାଶ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ।
Furniture account रे not chair, ଆପଣ furniture account ଏବେ posting କରୁଛନ୍ତି, don't go for office chair. First complete first transaction, furniture account debited to cash account. In particular column write down to cash account. Amount ଲେଖନ୍ତୁ amount column ରେ debit side ରେ।
ଟୁ ଫର୍ନିଚର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ,
ଟୁ furniture ଅଛି କି? ଜର୍ନାଲ ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି ଆପଣ ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସାର୍? ପ୍ଲିଜ ଶୋ ମି ୟୋର ନୋଟବୁକ୍। ସେୟାର କରିପାରିବେ ନା ନାଇଁ? କରିପାରିବେନି, ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଫର୍ନିଚର ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଡେବିଟେଡ୍ ଟୁ କ୍ୟାଶ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ସାର୍।
ସାର୍
तो फर्नीचर अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू कैश अकाउंट। तो बर्तमान कैश अकाउंट पळै जांतु। कैश अकाउंट रो क्रेडिट साइड रे किछि लेखा अछि कि? एनी अमाउंट?
नो सर।
सो बर्तमान जिबा पोस्टिंग करबा ए पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन। कैश अकाउंट इज क्रेडिटेड बाय फर्नीचर अकाउंट। कैश अकाउंट रो जिबे क्रेडिट साइड रे लिखिबे बाय फर्नीचर अकाउंट, अमाउंट लिखिबे अमाउंट कॉलम रे कैश रो। कैश अकाउंट क्रेडिटेड बाय फर्नीचर अकाउंट, कोड लिखिबे कैश अकाउंट लिखिबे। पोस्टिंग कले, शुभश्री मैडम पोस्टिंग कले।
सर
हाँ, हाथ किए टेकिचंती कहतु। ओके, तो नेक्स्ट ऑफिस शेयर अकाउंट डेबिटेड टू कैश अकाउंट। तो कैश
Yes, sir.
अकाउंट ऑलरेडी अच्छी, ओनली वी हैव टू ओपन ऑफिस शेयर अकाउंट। सो ऑफिस शेयर अकाउंट खोलिबे, तादरे डेबिट साइड रे कोन लिखिबे टू कैश अकाउंट। इन पर्टिकुलर कॉलम रे अमाउंट कॉलम रे अमाउंट, डेट कॉलम रे डेट। पोस्टिंग कंप्लीट ऑफिस शेयर अकाउंट।
Yes, sir.
Then proceed to cash account. Cash account is credited by office share. Cash account रे कौन लिखिबे? By office share. Amount column रे amount लिखिबे, date column रे date लिखिबे।
ମାନେ ये क्रेडिट साइड लिखिବାକୁ ପଡିବ।
Yes, cash account credit side रे there are two aspects. बारंबार कहूची सर, डेबिट एस्पेक्ट एंड क्रेडिट एस्पेक्ट। गोटे अकाउंट को हमें डेबिट करछे, आ गोटे अकाउंट क्रेडिट करछे, बा जोड़े अकाउंट को डेबिट करछे, गोटे अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करछे। as per transaction we have to analyze, we have to find out which account is material for the business, then we consider it and find out the elements, then from elements to account, which account that belongs, whether that is personal account, real account, or nominal account. Then we go for phases. What are the phases? Journal, then ledger. We have to apply the golden rules, then we record it in journal. Then we post it into ledger. So we have to follow the process. हमें मन इच्छा जाई परिबा नाही. We have to record all the transaction in chronologically, date wise. So how many transaction? How many account बर्तमान open कले? गोटे हैला cash account. Yes or no?
Sir.
Second one is bank account or
Sir.
Pita's capital account. Then third one is bank account. Fourth one is loan from SBI account. Then land and building account. Then furniture account. Then office chair account. I think 7 account. Subhasri madam.
Yes, sir.
7टा account खोलले. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
7टा account बर्तमान खोलिले. सेमती आपण एई जो प्रॉब्लम टारो जेतिक account दरकार, you just open and transfer all these journal entry, post it into ledger. Complete all. We'll meet in next class, that is at 7 o'clock. So time sufficient achi. Today is Sunday. Complete all. We'll discuss in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
Sir.
Okay, sir.
सार के आसिलेनी की?
No idea, sir.
No idea.
No, sir. ଆସିନାହାନ୍ତି.
अच्छा कौन डाउट हो जदि पचारंतु सार आसबे जे. इनिशियल स्टेज रे गोटे जोड़े जर्नल एंट्री प्रैक्टिस कर देले, देन आउ लेजर रे डाउट आसीबनी कि जर्नल रे भी डाउट आसीबो. Any question? No question. Any question? तन्मयी मैडम, नहीं तुषारमयी मैडम, शाश्वती मैडम, सोनालिका, पीसी पाढ़ी सर, सुब्रत ओझा सर, कहतु.
ना सर किछि नहीं.
Sir, today we will do it, and tomorrow any doubt, then it will be better
Yes,
clarified.
yes, 100%. Don't worry.
Because this topic is somewhat difficult, sir, because
No, not
we are
at all
not
difficult. Not at all difficult. हमें difficult भाबिला माने से चलीला difficult आड़े जाई कुआ difficult
नदी टर्म टा हम अकाउंट आगु केबे हेइनु बोली सेटा प्रॉब्लम टिक होउची मन धरिबा.
Exactly, किछ असुविधा नहीं. किछ असुविधा नहीं.
खाली एबे खाली सर एबे खाली सुनुछु बुझले की.
Exactly. किछ बेस्ट होबा. किछ ओरिड होबा नहीं. हां कहतु.
सर प्रैक्टिस करे ପାଇଁ କିଛି क्वेश्चंस.
प्रैक्टिस करे पे आपनकर बही देखंतु हैला. आपन जो मटेरियल दिया छि ता देर भी किछ क्वेश्चन अछि.
ओके सर एते बेकली हमें प्रैक्टिस कर दउछु. प्रैक्टिस करला पर
जेति की देइछि वर्तमान, हां जेति की देइछि वर्तमान आपन सेति की करंतु आगो देखिबे 60 to 70% क्लियर हे जिवि. देन आउ 30% आउ गोटे जोड़े प्रॉब्लम कले आपन हे जिवि.
Okay, sir.
Don't worry, this topic is very interesting, not at all difficult. अपन जब भाबिबे difficult,
yes sir, interesting.
ताले अपन कैनेटा
Sir,
प्रॉब्लम सब
actually difficult नुहे. Sir, टिके screen देखिबे next class रे.
ने पक्का मैडम कंसीडर हो व्यस्त नहीं. डोंट वरी.
आज्ञा सर.
सोनालिका मैडम हां पक्का हैला.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
कोन की हमर माइंड रे रहू माने वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट हैला. तो जो माने आर्ट्स नॉन कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट अछंती से माने कोन करबे स्क्रीन नु लिखि नेबे जहा तन कर बुझिबा दरकार. हां ସେଥିଲାଗି ମୁଁ ଆଜି
ନାଇଁ
ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ଦେଖେଇଲି।
ସାର୍ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଆମେ ବୁଝି ବି ପାରିବୁ ଟିକେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ହେଇଯାଉଛୁ ଯେହେତୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ
ଠିକ ଅଛି
ମାନେ
ଠିକ
କେତେ ଜଣ ବି କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉ କଷ୍ଟ ଲାଗୁଛି ବୋଲି ସେ କଷ୍ଟ
ଅଛି।
କିଛି ନୁହେଁ,
କଷ୍ଟ କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ଭେରି ଗୁଡ।
କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ଅଛି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ।
କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ କ୍ଲିୟର କରିଦବା ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସରେ। ଆପଣ ଏଇ ଯେତିକି
ମୋର ବି
ଦିଆହେଇଛି
କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ରହୁଛି ଏଇ କ୍ଲାସ ଟା।
ଯେତିକି ଦିଆହେଲା ଟ୍ରାଞ୍ଜାକ୍ସନ ଆପଣ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ। ଆଜି ଭୁଲ ହଉ ଠିକ ହଉ ସବୁ କରିବେ, କରିସାରିକି କାଲି ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ କରିବେ, ସବୁ ଜର୍ନାଲ ଏଣ୍ଟ୍ରି ପୋଷ୍ଟିଂ କରିବେ। वन बाय वन ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବେ। ଡୋଣ୍ଟ ୱରି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍,
ଓକେ, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ।
Thank you, sir.
ସାର୍
କ୍ଲାସ କୁ ତ କେହି ଆସିନାହାନ୍ତି ବି।
ଆସିବେ ଜଏନ୍ ଏବେ।
ମୁଁ
अरे
ଲିଭ୍
फ्रेंड्स,
କଲି, ମୁଁ ଲିଭ୍ କଲି।
Sir,
Okay, sir.
ओके सर।
sir,
ଆଜ୍ଞା
sir,
ସାର୍।
ଯଦି କିଛି personal doubt ହେଲା sir ଆପଣ contact number ନେଇ କଥା ହେଇ ହବ sir?
ଏଟା
ସାର୍ ତ
କହିବାରେ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ,
ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି
ମୁଁ ଅଲରେଡି ଦେଇଦେଇଛି ଓପନ ଫର ଅଲ୍ 8 to 10।
ସାର୍।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସାର୍ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ କଣ କହିଲେ ଆମର ସେଇ ଟାଇମରେ କ୍ଲାସ ରହୁଛି, ହଁ ହଁ 9ଟା ରୁ 10ଟା ବି ଗୋଟେ ଟାଇମ ଅଛି ଯେ
ଆପଣଙ୍କର
ଆଉ
ସେଇ ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ
ସେଇଟା ବି
କ୍ଲାସ ହଉଛି।
ମାନେ
ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟଲି ଏଇ ଟାଇମରେ କ୍ଲାସ ହଉଛି। 10 ଦିନ କ୍ଲାସ ହବ।
ଆଜ୍ଞା
10 ଦିନ କ୍ଲାସ ପରେ at any time you may ask।
ହୁଁ। ଆଜ୍ଞା
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
ସୁସ୍ମିତା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଇଜ ଅନ୍ ଆସିଗଲେଣି ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ଲାସ
ସୁସ୍ମିତା
ପାଇଁ।
ସୁସ୍ମିତା ଦାସ, ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ମୁଁ ଲିଭ୍ କଲି।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍, ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ସାର୍।
ଗୁଡ୍ ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ଏଭ୍ରିୱାନ୍।
Very good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning,
ଭେରି
ma'am.
ଗୁଡ୍ ମର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ମ୍ୟାମ୍।
मॉर्निंग मैडम।
Good morning, ma'am.
ପୁରା ପୁରା ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କର
Good morning, ma'am.
ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ ଓଭରଲୋଡ ହେଇଯିବ ନାଇଁ କି ତା ପଛକୁ କ୍ଲାସ ହେଲେ।
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ତାପରେ ଅଫିସ ଯିବେ ଆପଣମାନେ ବାହାରିକି ନାଇଁ କି?
आज संडे मैडम पूरा फ्री।
ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଆଜି ଫ୍ରି, ଆଜି ସିଆଡେ ମଟନ ହାଣ୍ଡି ବସି ସାରିବଣି।
ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ବିଜନେସମ୍ୟାନ ଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ନାହିଁ ଛୁଟି।
ଆଉ ବିଜନେସ ମ୍ୟାନ ଯୋଉ ମୁଦ୍ରା ନେଇକି ଆସିବେ ସନ୍ଧ୍ୟା ବେଳକୁ
माँ लक्ष्मी पूरा
ସେଟା
प्रसन्न
ଗଣା ହବ
ହେଇଥିବେ
ଅଲଗା।
ସେମାନେ।
ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମୀଙ୍କୁ ଭରି ଭରି ଆଣିବେ ଆଉ କାହିଁ ଛୁଟି ନେବେ। ହଁ, ଏ ବିଜନେସମ୍ୟାନ ଇଟ୍ସ देयर ଅଟୋ ଡିସିସନ। ସେମାନେ ଛୁଟି ନଉନାହାନ୍ତି, ଦିଆ ହଉନି ନୁହଁ, ସେମାନେ ନଉନାହାନ୍ତି।
Yes ma'am,
ମ୍ୟାମ ଆମର
exactly.
ମାସ ଶେଷକୁ ଦରମା ଆସିବାର ନାହିଁ ନା ସେଥିପାଇଁ।
ହଁ
Sir,
କରେକ୍ଟ।
ma'am, ତାଙ୍କର ସବୁଦିନ ଛୁଟି।
ସବୁଦିନ ଛୁଟି, ଆଚ୍ଛା।
ତାଙ୍କର ଅଫିସ
ଦରମା
ଟାଇମିଂ ନାହିଁ
ଯାହା
ନା ma'am?
ସବୁଦିନ କିନ୍ତୁ ଖାଲି କହୁଛନ୍ତି
ହଁ
ମାସ ଶେଷକୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଦରମା ସବୁଦିନ
ହଁ,
ବିଜନେସ
ନାଇଁ ସେ ସବୁଦିନ ଛୁଟି କହିବାନି ନା, ପରା ବିଜିନେସ୍। They
बिजनेस
are
मैन
always
केବେ मैम
busy.
छुट्टी नहीं
ଚାହିଁଲେ
पारिबेନି
ସେବେ ଛୁଟି।
कारण वंस से छुट्टी
ତାଙ୍କର
नहीं माने ତାଙ୍କର କ୍ଲାଏंଟ ସବୁ ଡିସକନେକ୍ଟେଡ ହେଇଯିବେ
କମ୍ପିଟିସନ
ତାଙ୍କୁ
ମାନେ ଗୋଟେ
ହଁ
ଦିନ ଛୁଟି ନେଲେ କମ୍ପିଟିଟର ସିଆଡେ ଆସି ପହଞ୍ଚି ଯାଇଥିବ ମାର୍କେଟରେ।
तो दिन सारा ସେମାନେ ବିଜନେସ ଦେଖିବେ ରାତି କି ସେମାନେ ତାଙ୍କର ଷ୍ଟେଟମେଣ୍ଟ ଚେକ୍ କରିବେ ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ବାରଟା ହେଇଯାଉଛି
ବିଜନେସମ୍ୟାନ ମାନେ ରିସୋର୍ସ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ କରନ୍ତି। ସେମାନେ ରିସୋର୍ସ ଆକ୍ୱାର କରନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଖଟାନ୍ତି। they don't do work, they
They
try to
don't do work.
ସେଇଟା
Okay.
ହିଁ
try to
କାମ
create
ଯାହା
work
ହେଲେ
from
କରିବାକୁ
others.
ପଡିବ ସାର୍, ସେମିତି କହିଲେ ହବନି। ନ କଲେ
ସେଇଟା
ସାର୍
ହିଁ
ଆଉ କିଏ
ସବୁଠୁ
କରିବ।
ପେନଫୁଲ କାମ।
ଓକେ, ଠିକ ଅଛି। ଏନି ଡାଉଟ୍ କାଲିର କ୍ଲାସ ରୁ କିଛି କାହାର ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥିଲା ପର୍ସନାଲିଟିରେ କିଛି? Okay, so today we'll start with the next topic of module 2, that is perception. Okay, ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ୍, ମୋତେ କାହିଁକି ସ୍କ୍ରିନ୍ ସେୟାରିଂ ରେ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହଉଛି, just wait for 1 minute.
ओके
Okay ma'am.
Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
यस मैम।
Okay. So today we'll discuss a concept called perception, right? And this perception has a very great role in our behavior. Perception has a very great role in our behavior because based on this process of perception, we develop a understanding. We develop a understanding of the event or the object or the situation or a person. And accordingly, we behave or respond to them. Okay. ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ simple way ରେ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରିବି, like let's suppose for example ତମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାକୁ ବହୁତ urgently ପହଞ୍ଚିବାର ଅଛି, or let's suppose you have to catch a flight, right? You should be there at the airport by 9 a.m. 9 o'clock you should be there at the airport for check-in. You asked your friend the day before to drop you at the airport, and he told her, don't worry, ସାଙ୍ଗ ଛାଡିଦେବି, ଏଇ ଗୋଟେ କଥା, I will reach at your place sharp at 8:30, so that will take 30 minutes to reach the airport, and ମୁଁ 9ଟା ବେଳେ ତତେ ପହଞ୍ଚେଇଦେବି. And he assured you like anything. ସେ ଏତେ casual way ରେ assure କଲା ଯେ ତମେ ପୁରା convince ହେଇଗଲ, ହଁ ଇଏ ତ ଆସିବ ଛାଡିଦବ, ଆଉ କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ ଆଉ. Then you waited till 8:30, 8:40, 8:45, 8:50, and he was not turning up. Then finally you decided that I should take a cab, and ଯାହା ହଉ ଯେହେତୁ ବହୁତ urgently ଯିବାର ଥିଲା, cab ରେ ଯାଇକି ଯାଇକି ପହଞ୍ଚିଲ, ଟିକେ late ହେଇଗଲା ବି, to check in you have to request a few people there, you have to tell them why you got late, and ବହୁତ request କଲା ପରେ ସେମାନେ allow କଲେ, and you caught the flight. Then you attended your meeting or whatever was the event, you came back. The very next day the friend came to meet you. What would be your immediate response? ତାକୁ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଦେଖିଦେଲା ପରେ ତମ ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସ କଣ ହବ?
Angry at him.
Angry at him, okay. মানে when you are angry, what will happen? ମାନେ you will start scolding him at the very first sight. ତାକୁ ଦେଖି ଆସିଲା ତମ ଘରକୁ the next day, right? Morning ରେ ଆସିକି ପହଞ୍ଚିଲା. At the very sight, you will complain, you will scold him, you will beat him, you will say nothing. कौन response आसी?
Ma'am, we will
Complaining, ma'am.
say nothing.
You say more than
And
the
we will
words.
start ignoring
Right.
him or her.
And
Yes, he starts
Ignoring.
It depends on how we close to that person.
how close you are to that. If you are very
If you are very close, then we will scolding him, we will shouting on him.
very close, what you that you are very close, because ନହେଲେ airport ଛାଡିବା ପାଇଁ ଏତେ depend କରିକି ତାକୁ କହିଛ ମାନେ
ମ୍ୟାମ୍ ବାଡେଇ ଦେବୁ।
Scolding him, shouting on him.
you'll shouting. See, there will be different kinds of behavior. Different people will show different behaviors. Like some people will
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
My screen
Ma'am,
is not
screen text has... Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it now visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So different people will behave differently, right? Some people will party କରିଦେବେ, ଏ ତୋ ପାଇଁ ମୋର ଲେଟ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ତୋର ଯିବାର ନଥିଲା, ମତେ କହିବାର ଥିଲା, ତୁ ମତେ ଫୋନ କରି ଜଣେଇଲୁନୁ, ମୁଁ ୱେଟ୍ କଲି, ମୋର ମିସ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଥାନ୍ତା, blah blah. Some people will keep that emotion inside. ତାକୁ ସେତେବେଳେ କିଛି ପାର୍ଟି କରି କହିବେନି, but they will try to distance from the person. Or they will in future ସେମାନେ information ଟାକୁ ରଖିବେ, future ରେ କେତେବେଳେ ବି ଗୋଟେ reliable situation, ଯୋଉଠି ଗୋଟେ situation ଯୋଉଥିରେ ତା ଉପରେ rely କରିବାକୁ ଆସିବ, they will not rely him. They will not depend on him. Some people will ଟିକେ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କିଛି ଦିନ ପାଇଁ କମିଯିବ, depending on ସେ meeting ଟା କେତେ important ଥିଲା. ଯଦି ସେ meeting ଟା ବହୁତ important ଥିଲା, then ତା ସାଙ୍ଗରେ relationship ଟା ଖରାପ ହେଇଯିବ, କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଟିକେ କମିଯିବ, intensity of behavior will go down, right? And some people, there will even be a group of people who will say, अरे कौन है तू कहीं आसिलुनु कि मते छाड़िलुनु, you never told anything also. We'll try to hear his side of the story, right? Now all these people And I told you about 4 or 5 behaviors. Some will be very angry and will react. Some will keep calm, keep quiet, and but will show it in their behavior. Some will ask and give openly ask and give him a scope to explain. Some will not believe to the explanation he is giving. Right now, all these behaviors depends on what they understood in that situation. When that friend did not arrive in time, human psychology works on the principle of completion. आमे सदाबळे आम माइंड जहाँ भी आमे देखो इन्फॉर्मेशन के स्टिमुलस मिले हमको आमे ताको गोटे कंप्लीट स्टोरी करिया को सदाबळे चाहू वी ऑलवेज वांट टू कंप्लीट द स्टोरी हमको हाफ स्टोरी बहुत इरिटेट करे right let's suppose I would ask someone Anita I want to tell you something तम भितर जन को मु कहबी अरे मत गोटे कथा कहला जानचु then you would obviously ask कौन ना ना छाड़ तू काहा को कहि दबो then you will say ना ना मु कहबिनी कह अरे छाड़ छाड़ नाइ तू काले कहि दबो असुविधा हबो and then I will not tell what it will create within the other person. It will create a anxiety,
Curiosity.
curiosity and anxiety. Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we cannot leave our mind in a halfway. Human psychology is such that our mind so that a complete story chahe. And that complete story either is available or will create. If a lady and a small girl is walking on the road, you see them. Mind सदाबळे सांगे सांगे mind गोटे narrate करदो माँ झियो जाउचंती से माँ झियो न होई कि पीसी झियारी भी हेई पारंती cousins भी हेई पारंती मामू माई भाणीजी भी हेई पारंती खुड़ी झियारी भी हेई पारंती but mind will first tell is माँ झियो जाउचंती. Okay, so our mind works on this principle of completion, and for that what we do is jahan हमको information मिलुची we try to organize them in a sequence so that a meaning comes out of it. Based on that understanding we decide how to respond back. How to respond back. Suppose one of your family member every day he comes by 7 PM back to home. संध्या बेले काम सारिकी से सबुदिन 7 ରୁ 7:30 भितर पळि आसंती and someday he don't turn up till 8:30. Then automatically the mind will start narrating story. कौन हेइथिबो काई 8:30 हैला. And even if when you are calling him back, he is not picking up the phone. Some will think अरे किछ असुविधा हे गेला कि गाड़ी फाड़ी खराब हे गेला कि he must be engaged in some meeting. Some will say को संग साथी देखाई जाइथिबो बोधे बस पड़थिबे कोठी.
मैम केबे केबे बैड थॉट्स भी आसे को लगे.
बैड थॉट्स भी आसे, गुड थॉट्स भी आसे, इरिटेटिंग थॉट्स भी आसे, ओवरवेलमिंग थॉट्स भी आसे. Like let's suppose the very next day it's your spouse or your better half and he or she is getting late and the very next day is Valentine's Day. Then mind भाइबो बोधे गिफ्ट फिट किने पड़ेले. If it is your birthday किछु बोधे बर्थडे रो प्लानिंग पाई का पड़ेचन सेट पेन लेट हे गेला. So mind will get engaged in many thoughts just to complete the story that person has not reached home at time because this has happened. And this process is called perception. आगे बुद्धि हे गेला perception कोन?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If we see two people standing at a distance, आमे तांको कथाटा सुनी पारनु खाली तांको देखि पारुचो आ से माने बहुत जोरे हाथ फात हले की कथा होचंदी, then mind will automatically start building up stories, deriving meaning. अरे झगड़ा लागचंती की पाटितुंड होचंती की जदि पाटितुंड होचंती काहे की होतो इवन काहे की होथुवे भी माइंड धीरे धीरे कंस्ट्रक्ट करबा स्टार्ट कर दबो. Right? A few days back मु कबाट मो घर रो कबाट खोला को सामना फ्लैट रो दी जण लेडी बहुत जोरे कथा होथले. The moment I heard that sound, I saw them, then I thought के बोधे का घर डोर आगे डस्टबिन देथिबो. nale a chappal tanghar agu. And why I thought this? Because similar kind of things had happened in the past. I have witnessed these things happening in the past. Ketebale past re gote di jana ei factor pai ka jhagada lagithile, mo mind dekhi ki seta gote subconscious memory re rahichi. And that's why I am now using that information to complete this story. Right. So in today's class, we'll try to understand what is this perception. Perception कौन बुझे गला, how it happens, आउ तार implementation कौन, तार use कौन, किंबा सेटा behavior को केमिति influence करे. आउ ये जो story टा हमें करूचंती, everyone completes the information or interpret the information in different way. Why so? What are the factors? Why someone thinks जदि जने रास्ता रे पड़ी ची, जने भाबिबो जे मद पीकी पड़ी ची, जने भाबिबो accident हेची. Why two different people are interpreting differently the same information? Right. So perception is basically, as you can see on the screen, it is how you see things and derive meaning out of it. How you see things and derive meaning out of it. कारण हमें जहाँ देखिबा हम psychology कहूची जे हमें ताकू गोटे meaning रे convert करिया को सदाबले चेष्टा करिया. We cannot leave information or stimuli as it is. Even if you don't attend to, suppose तमे गाड़ी रे जाउचो देखचो साइड रे रास्ता साइड रे गोटे लोकटे पड़ीची, ता चप्पल फपल बाहरी जाइची, से पड़ीची, सेंस माने he is not हलचल होउनी, he is not moving, he is just lying. तमे जाउचो ऑफिस लेट हे गलानी, you may not attend to the person, but for some time your mind will be busy in that thought. आउ few seconds पाई हो कि few minutes पाई हो, your mind will start making that complete story. Why that man is lying on the road. The moment you complete the story, if it is not very important, you will leave it. Then you tama nije thought re puni padeba. But for some time, you will respond to those information, try to organize them and derive a meaning out of it. And what meaning you are deriving are very subjective. It varies from person to person. It varies from situation to situation. It varies from event to event. It varies from object to object. Okay. And this is a very formal definition of perception, which says that it is a process of organization, identification and interpretation of sensory information. Actually definition ta identification ta age lekha jibo, organization ta pore lekha jibo, right? Perception is a process of identification, organization and interpretation of sensory information. Amara panchota sense organ, eyes, ear, nose, tongue and skin, whatever information they receive, to identify information, then decide to receive them, then organize them in a sequence and deriving a meaning out of it, this entire activity is called perception. And it is basically a mental process. Everything happens in the mind. It's a mental process, but after the interpretation, the meaning will influence the response or the behavior. तमे से इन्फॉर्मेशन को ऑर्गेनाइज कला पर जहा मीनिंग तादर बाहरिबो, से मीनिंग को बेस करके यू विल डायरेक्ट ए बिहेवियर. Right. So the process of perception has 5 stages. The process of perception has 5 stages. The first very stage is receiving information. The sense organ receive information. A theory says that every second our sense organs are exposed to more than 12 frames. Frame माने गोटे टाइम रे आमे जित्ती की information either सुनी परिबु किंबा देखी परिबु किंबा feel करी परिबु गोटे टाइम रे, that is one frame, and every second the mind is exposed to 12 frames. तामने गोटे दिन रे केते information को हमारा sense organs are exposed to, and it is not possible on part of a human being to attend to all those informations. We cannot attend to all those informations. आमे सब information receive करि परिवा नाही. Like for example, suppose you are driving from Bani Bihar to Rajmal Square. You will come across maybe 100-150 hoardings. When you reach Rajmal Square, if I'll ask you kitna hoarding, kaun hoarding dekhicho, you cannot name all of them. You have passed them. Your eyes had been to them, but you cannot tell about all the hoardings you have passed by. Right. So based on the capacity of the sensory organs, we receive some informations and we screen out many informations. That is called selective attention. We selectively attend to informations. We don't receive information, we selectively attend to informations. Understood? आमे selectively information गुड़ाको select माने receive करू सबो information आम sense organ receive करे ना आमे selectively informations को receive करू and what is the base of that process को basis रे आमे select करू maybe on the basis of our need, on the basis of our interest. Sorry, आमे मो को basis रे receive करू कि मैं select करू basis of interest, things I accept, things which match to my cultural value system. Madam, you're not audible.
Ma'am,
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am might be busy, I guess.
Okay.
Or she might be having some issues.
Maybe network have gone.
Subrata, on your video.
मैम ग्रुप में नहीं है क्या?
मैम ग्रुप में है लेकिन आई गेस ही माइट हैव गॉट आउट.
ଆଜି କ୍ଲାସ ହବ?
ପଇସା ତ ଦେଖାଯାଉ.
मैम पूरा चार्ज सरीगला बोधे मोबाइल में.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, audible.
माने
Yes, ma'am.
was that visible? Screen देखा
No,
जाउतला?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am,
କେତେବେଳେ
nothing was visible.
ଓକେ କେତେବେଳୁ କଟିଗଲାଣି?
Ma'am, 15 minutes
Oh,
ago.
Ma'am.
okay.
10 minutes, ma'am.
10 minutes.
Okay, okay. Is the screen visible now?
Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have understood receiving informations, selecting information, two
Yes,
factors.
yes, yes. From
Two
Madam,
selecting
factors.
information.
up to receiving, we got.
Acha, selecting you have not.
No.
So all the
We can
information.
start from receiving, ma'am, please.
Okay. So receiving is when we 1 minute.
वही हमको भी एक बंदा बता रहा था. लेकिन 2 दिन पापा
Receiving is when we are going across something, we are exposed to many informations. As the science or as research says, it's 12 frames per second. So we are exposed to many informations and our mind don't have the capacity to receive them all. So we selectively receive informations based on our need or based on the attention grabbing power of that stimuli. We receive them, and then all the informations we receive 12 frames per second hele gote dinare ame kette information ko expose hochu. On the basis of certain factors, we select which information has to be processed and which we will not. Yeah, ame sabu jemti mu kahili, you are going on the road or you are crossing a temple. Many people are entering there is a crowd standing in front of the temple. Loko jaଉଛନ୍ତି, loko baharuଛନ୍ତି, ବହୁତ ଚପଲ ଗଦା ହେଇଛି, ଗୋଟେ ପୂଜା ସାମଗ୍ରୀର store ଅଛି ସାମ୍ନାରେ. You will not select this in. We don't think about it. We don't select this information, process it further and try to derive a story out of it. But let's suppose say सामनारे lady is sitting, माने well dressed lady, जने well dressed lady भलो लुगापटा पिंधिचंती, तळे पूरा बसी जाइचंती, and she was looking distressed. You are crossing the road, तमे गाड़ी रे जाउछ, तमे खाली देखले जने भद्र महिला भलो लुगापटा पिंधिचंती, तळे माटी रे बसी जाइचंती, and she was looking distressed, बहुत माने व्यतिव्यस्त हे गला भलिया देखा जाउचंती. For some time you will select that information, mind will select that information and you will try to process it, derive a meaning out of it. Selection is you based on two factors, a set of internal factors and a set of external factors. Based on internal factor and external factor, you will try to select, mind will try to select information from all information received and then move those information to the next level, that is organizing. What are those internal factors? Internal factors are like need, your value system, your culture. Let's suppose for example, घरे गोटे कहार बाहागर हबार अछि, or it's your wedding. Some days after it has been decided, a date has been finalized, and you are into shopping mode रे अछ, सब किना किनी चलची घरे. When you are, जो earlier example देतली, you are moving from Bani Bihar to Rajmal Square. Your mind or your attention will go to all those hoardings of jewelry brands and garment brands. You will pay attention to. Why you are selecting those information stimulus? Because it is matching to your need. And some external factors also play a role in selecting. External factors are morely associated with the power of the stimuli to catch your attention. Because that lady was well dressed. से लेडी जदि गोटे चिरा फटा ड्रेस पिंधिकी बसी थांता, तमे भाबता ना जो भिक मागुतंती किबा पैसा मागंती मंदिर सामने रे, one of them. But see, because she was well dressed, she was sitting on the ground, she was looking distressed, you thought about it, you tried to complete the story. यदि बहुत खरा दिन अछि, तमे भाबिबो बोधे मंदिर माने लाइन रे ठिया हे सनस्ट्रोक भलिया हे जाइची, or someone has snatched something, kichi chain fan tani ki nahi jaichanti kiye, or she lost her purse. Right, this is external factor. External factors are mostly associated with the power of the stimuli. Mostly, there are many other external factors also, but basically it is the power of the stimuli. And after selecting informations, which informations you need to process further, after selecting those information, you try to place those informations or stimulus in an order, in a systematic order. That is called organizing.
Ma'am, definition of selecting is not showing in the screen, ma'am.
That I told that some problem in the slide. Mu eta jetar pathaibi you will get it. Bujhi gala to? What is selecting
Yes, yes.
and what are the two
Yes.
factors, external factors, internal factors. When
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
send it, I'll make out kon heichi slide ta kainki show karuni. When I'll send it, you will get it. Okay. So organizing is arranging those stimuli in a systematic order so that it will help you to interpret or get a meaning out of it. The example of that couple who got a child very late in their life. सेटा सुनिथिलो तो जेटा कहिथिली ना कटि जाइतला सेतळको.
कटि जाइतला मैडम.
Okay. Some of our some known people, I know them. They got their first child after 22 years of their marriage. There were some medical issues, some problems. So they got their first child after 22 years of their marriage. And most probably the father must have reached the age of 50. When his wife was delivering the child in the hospital, the nurses addressed him. When the baby was born, the nurse came and congratulated that man for being a grandfather. Se aise kale, congratulations, nati heichi. Now, who told that nurse that nati heichi? And why she said so? When a man is at his 50s, physical features कहदब communicate करदब, grey hairs, wrinkled skin, जहाँ भी ले 50 बयस, unless until you are Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan, our physical feature will communicate the age. Now my question is, the nurse could have said, jodi kichi bhi confusion thanda, the nurse could have said, a baby boy is born. But she also tried to use those informations. And because she was very confident the way I'm organizing the information is giving this meaning, she told, sir, nati age. And this man started laughing. I was witnessing this. I was witnessing this entire thing. And my mind was asking a question. If the nurse was not sure why she said so, she could have told Puahichi. But she was very sure that the information she received, she organized, she was very sure that this is the meaning. This is called organizing. Organizing is arranging those informations we selected in a systematic order so that we derive certain meaning out of it. And there are certain principles of organizing. We either organize those information on the principle of grouping, or on the principle of figure ground, or on the principle of perceptual consistency. और बहुत गुड़ा principle अच्छे. जब basis रे हमें organize करो. What is grouping? Grouping is putting similar informations in a group. Right? Whenever you see, yes.
Ma'am, किंतु एथिरे बही रे organizing पर interpreting, checking and reacting.
Interpreting, organizing ପରେ how ମୁଁ କଣ ଏବେ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଛି, how we organize. ଆମେ information ଟାକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ କହୁଛୁ, it is a process of systematically arrange informations. On what principle ଆମେ arrange କରୁ? ଏଟା principles of organizing. କେମିତି ଆମେ organize କରୁ? Organizing is done on the principle of grouping. ତା ପର stage ହେଲା interpreting. ହେଲା କେମିତି ଆମେ group କରୁ? Similar stimuli are kept together. ଯେମିତି ମୁଁ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେଲି, ଜଣେ ଲେଡି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଝିଅ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ମାନେ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ବୁଝିବ ମା ଝିଅ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି. We have grouped.
Ma'am, what is stimuli? Ma'am, what is stimuli?
Stimuli is anything which the sense organ receives. Any information which the sense organ receives. Whatever you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, these are all stimuli. Okay. Now, see, there is a image on the screen of grouping. Grouping can be done on the basis of proximity, similarity, or closer. First, data chadi deo, it's very obvious. See the third image, closer. What you see here? What you see in that third image, closer? Do people or anybody see a square? Say picture रे गोटे square देखा होची?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. But actually, this the picture is of 4 circles with a piece of sector missing from it. गोटे sector प्रति circle लो गोटे sector कटा ही जाइची.
Yes, ma'am.
And what we are looking on the white portion square ta सेटा आमे interpret करचो. That is not the image.
Okay.
This is called principle of closure, organizing based on principle of closure. आमे ताको arrange सेटा को देखिले आमे को लागुची से square टा को जदि आमे include करिबा image रे, then it is a perfect image. That the same thing happens when we organize information in our personal life. Why the friend was late or he did not came to pick me up? Some will think it is with a ill intention. That ill intention is that non-invisible square. It may not exist in reality, but I am fitting it to the image. Right? Some will think he must have the gadi phadi bote kharap he jaithibo ki kodi accident heigala ki kon hela asini. That is that invisible square. I am trying to fit into the image. Some will think soi jaithibo uthi nathibo, not coming. Invisible square. This is closer because we want to complete the picture. Second is image, you can say this is figure ground. Stimuli are arranged in layers. We receive stimuli or informations in layers. What meaning we get out of it depends on which informations we are putting in the figure and which informations we are keeping in the ground. The first, in this slide, the first image is of 2 faces. Can you see 2 faces?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Black faces looking at each other. We
Yes,
can see 2 faces here because we are putting those faces in the figure and that middle space in the ground. Same picture को आमे जते second image टा देखिबा सेही same picture अछि, color change हे जाइछि. It is looking like a vase, a flower vase kept on a table.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this is happening because we are keeping that blank space in the figure and the faces in the ground. Our artha hela, important information are kept in the figure and less important informations are kept in the ground, on the ground. What you are keeping in the figure and what you are keeping on the ground will help you to understand the meaning of it. Right? Now, another principle of organizing is perceptual consistency. Perceptual consistency mane kono? We want to remain consistent. आमे जहा आगुरु बुझीचु किंबा past experience अच्छी ता संगरे we try to remain consistent. Now, what you see in the image, both are what? Doors?
Doors.
Both are doors, right? Now, our past experience says that a rectangular shape on the wall would represent a door. मुझे दे rectangular shape टाको गोटे square कर देबी, people will, most of you will say it is a window. ता आमो mind बुझीची, this is the shape of a door. Now see in the first image, which is the open door, set a rectangular nai. The shape is, the visible shape is of a trapezium. Then also हमें आपको भाविबा जे this is a door. Right? ता माने कोन जदि information ता slightly distort heichi, we'll try to establish a consistency, continuity, and take meaning out of it. Now let's suppose a employee comes late 16 to 18 days in a month. Right? Both late आसे, both frequently say 5-10 minute late ही office को आसे. And someday there was a very important meeting. You have time and again given a note that everyone has to reach by time tomorrow. Is some officer from the head office is coming to visit the office. And on that day, he came 5-10 minutes late and he told that, sir, there was really a medical problem at my house. My mother was not well. सकाल बहुत देह खराब हो गया मत टिके तांको डॉक्टर को नहीं की देखे की आने की देखे की छाड़ी के ऐसे कोइला. So that's why I got. How many of you as manager will believe it? No one.
No one. No one.
No one. Why? Why? Because see तो normally late आसे 5-10 minute late आसे.
No, myself is a manager, sir, madam.
Huh?
Myself is a manager in the company.
Yes. You are a manager?
Yeah, I'm a manager.
And what do you believe about this type of employees? You must be coming across this kind of employees.
Yeah, there is people who is having a negative attitude. Means what you are saying, like the perceptual consistency. It sees that people.
No. My context is not of being positive or negative. My context is if an employee is regularly or frequently coming late, it's not a very deadly late. It's a 5-10 minutes late on every occasion, most of the occasions, right? And someday you insisted everyone to be in time because there was some higher authority coming to make a visit.
Yeah.
And you were sure, I have told them time and again, they all will reach in time. And that particular employee that day also got 10 minutes late. And the reason he cited was some medical emergency back at home. Will you believe him?
No, if he is giving these excuses frequently, then there is a problem of distrust. But if on a certain emergency or some problems is coming, which I know that there is a genuinity of the issue, then we'll support. Suppose in my organization here, just giving an example, madam, because I am working with as a consulting engineer, a project manager for a project in Jadpur under Tata Steel. Now, we are client-based firm. So client is asking something which has to be mitigated as a manager by me, irrespective of my engineering discipline. See, sometimes my civil electrical engineer having some issues, he is absent. Then I have to take charge of his job on that day, which just to mitigate the client. So that is my approach, because as a manager, I have to mitigate the situation. But if my employees always takes this as an advantage, Sir is doing okay, I can take a leave or I can take a leave. See, that is the things we need to make a correction, correct it.
Okay. Sir, what you are talking about is not perceptual consistency. This is not the concept of perceptual consistency. That is something discipline or administration, a different issue. What I am trying to make you know is when we see or when we interpret information in a particular way, and then a new information is of the similar order but slightly distorted, is of the same type but slightly distorted.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? What I am trying to say, that employee, the example I was citing, that employee on 13-14 days in a month normally comes by late to office by 5 or 10 minutes. So when the late coming is by 5-10 minutes, it is very natural, and when it is very frequent, the manager every time don't ask for a reason why you came late.
Yeah.
It irritates the manager, but he every time don't ask for a reason why you are late today, because it is happening 13, 14 times in a month.
Yeah, almost
Right.
half of a month.
So he has understood that this person intentionally is coming late to office. Okay, 5-10, because it is a matter of 5-10 minutes, we will adjust and let forego it. But on one particular day, when the manager insisted that employee, please, tomorrow all of you should be in time because some higher authority is making a visit to the campus. It was a order, or you can say it was a request made by the manager. And he was expecting that, since it is a serious affair and he has communicated it to all employees, all will reach in time. Right? But on that day also, this employee came by 10 minutes late. Obviously, because it was a serious affair, the manager will ask, why you are late today? I told you time and again to be in time. And then he is narrating, giving a perspective that there was a medical issue. And that, let's suppose that medical issue is genuine. There was a medical issue and that's why I got late. Now the question is, will the manager believe it?
No,
Now
ma'am.
the answer is no. Even if it is genuine and real, even if he will show the medical prescriptions, the manager will not believe it because
He is frequently delaying things.
he had encountered this behavior from that person in past.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I saw this image in perceptual consistency. The door size, when anything rectangular in shape we see in the wall is presumed to be a door. When the door is little bit open, see the shape has got distorted. It is now not a rectangle, a prism. Then also we interpret it as a door. That means even though the reason was genuine, the manager will think it is his nature of coming late and he disrespected my advice or my instructions or my orders. And that interpretation, that he is not respecting my orders, will influence his future behavior towards the employee, will influence his future behavior towards employee. Like for example, if there is a promotion to be made and there are two deserving candidates, one is this employee. His decision of giving promotion will always favor the other person. Why? Because in past, interpretation was that he disrespected my order. That will influence the behavior. This is called perceptual consistency. Means even if the information slightly changes, but we try to keep our interpretation or understanding consistent. Continuity. We want to keep continuity. Okay. So after organizing, the next step is interpretation.
मैम टिके तळକୁ slide କରନ୍ତୁ. Yes, ma'am.
Next is interpretation. Now you have arranged the elements in order. The nurse has arranged the elements in order. A male member is standing in front of the operation theater. He has gray hairs. He has shrunken skin. He looks like a grandfather, and then congratulated him. All these elements were first organized and she developed a meaning, interpreted it as this man must be the grandfather of the newborn. And the response was she congratulated him of being a grandfather. The manager's interpretation was, अरे वो तो हमेशा late आता है. Today also he came late and he dishonored my order. The response was a ill feeling towards the employee. So interpretation.
Ma'am, in this slide, perceptual consistency, but in the book it is written perceptual constancy.
Same thing.
Same, ma'am. And ma'am, the sub.
Yes, you are not audible.
Ma'am, those things you have mentioned in the slide, those are not in the book. So it is for the understanding only.
If when those are not in the book, but when you will read the book, you will find that these things has been mentioned there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
And then you interpret, you organize those information, then you interpret it, try to understand a meaning out of it, and as per your understanding, you will respond. You interpreted that you requested a friend, he assured you to come to drop you at the airport. He did not arrive, neither give you a call. You got late to the airport. You had to make a lot of requests to the airport authorities to get into the flight. You interpreted these all things. These are the informations you arrange them in a sequence. And the interpretation was, some people will interpret, this man is highly irresponsible, not to be relied in future. Some people interpreted, this was a intentionally ill behavior, he intentionally wanted to delay my trip. Some will interpret, he is not serious or responsible guy, he must have slept, so ପଡିଥିବ ଉଠି ନଥିବ ଫୋନ ବି ଉଠଉନି କି ମତେ ଆସିକି ଛାଡିଲାନି. And the way you interpret those elements you arranged in organized in a sequence, the way you interpret, and some might have interpreted କିଛି ବୋଧେ problem ହେଇଯାଇଛି ତା ଘରେ ଯୋଉଥିପାଇଁ ଆସିପାରୁନି, ନହେଲେ ସିଏ ତ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ ଆସିବା କଥା. Accordingly, your behavior will be influenced towards the person. Right? So when we discuss this process of perception in the context of organization, be it a manager or be it an employee, we use these informations in the organization. We select informations from organization. Those informations we can select from behavior of others. We can select as a vision from the vision of the management. We can select it from policies and procedures. We can select those informations, get those informations from the culture of the organization, looking at other employees, looking at the leader's behavior, the manager's behavior, and we try to interpret meaning of those. And based on that meaning, we shape our behavior. Employees shape their behavior. Managers also shape their behavior. Managers try to develop an understanding of employees, accordingly try to behave with them. Employees try to develop an understanding of the organization and the management, and accordingly will respond to it. Right. Now, let's suppose, for example, you are getting a job from a job offer letter from two companies. One is Tata Group of companies, and second is a equally good but a local and smaller organization. The pays both the companies are offering are at par with each other. Now, which one you will offer?
Even Tata will offer a little bit less. If I especially will join with Tata.
Such a good response, such a good answer. I wanted to highlight this one. Even if Tata will offer a little bit less salary, you will accept that job. Now the question is why?
The brand, the quality.
See, madam.
Job security.
Hello.
Work
culture and
Okay.
job security. Job security.
Now see, this is perception. You have yet not worked with Tata. You have yet not accepted the job offer. But you have interpreted a meaning from many things your senses have received from the environment. What you are talking about when you are talking that job security, organization culture, basically something you have heard about the company, something you have seen with their existing employees, something maybe one of their employees, your neighbor, you have seen his lifestyle. You have heard that some of your friends' father is working in that organization from last 30 years, and you have developed a perception that jobs are more secured with this company. Work culture is great. बुझिएला बे perception बुझिएगला. A good example is very clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
yet not received the job letter.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have yet not worked with it. You don't hold any real-time experience. But what you have already inferred is job is secured here, and this organization has a great organizational culture. And how this interpretation or this meaning is influencing, you are now ready to accept the job, even if the company will offer you a little bit less salary. There cannot be a better way of explaining perception other than this. Your response helped us to understand the process in the best possible way. Is it now clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
And from an employee's perspective, this perception helps the employee to understand his roles, task, what he is expected to do. So when an employee is given a job description is a document of what the employee has to do. And in that job description, there are many elements which are visible or has been mentioned. But there are many things the employee has to understand which is not mentioned in a job description. There are many things an employee has to perform which has not been made black and white by the organization. He has to understand that these are also a company's expectation from my role. And there, the concept of perception comes into the picture. The employee has to understand what task he has to perform. He has to understand and set priority. He has to understand which tasks are more important, which are less important, and accordingly, he has to assign priority to them. He has to understand how he has to respond to others, how he has to behave as a member of a team. And he also has to, perception has a role about, or it helps in understanding and respecting others' role in the organization. Right. So this is a concept which are used both by the management and the employees in an organization, and it helps in a better understanding of your job roles. It helps in a better understanding of what organization expect from you specifically. And it also helps you to understand others' roles and respect them in the organization. I think most of the things you have understood. At least you had take a assumption neigala the process ta kona mind re kemti kama hue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I have experience and upbringing to develop a perception for a particular incidents.
That is what I told is two factor, both external internal plays a role in it. Okay.
Yes,
so let me call it a day. Jahar kichi bhi doubt thibo regarding this topic, you can ask me in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day, ma'am.
Yeah, have a good Sunday.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, ये videos गुड़ा केबे upload होगा?
ମୁଁ ପଚାରୁଛି ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାମ୍ କୁ when she will do it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. ଟିକେ clear ହେଇଯାଆନ୍ତା. Books
Okay. I'll ask her at least ଦିଟା slide ପୁରୁଣା ଦିଟା slide ତ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ପଠେଇଦେବା ପାଇଁ. ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପଠେଇଦେଲି